On the evening of June 19th of 2001, Shelton Sanders went to a friend's house to finish arranging some last-minute details for an upcoming bachelor party when a nearby neighbor heard gunshots coming from Shelton's friend's home. Shelton wasn't heard from or seen from again. So what happened that night? And where is Shelton Sanders? Stick around as we take you into this story, the mysterious disappearance of Shelton Sanders. Columbia, the capital city of South Carolina. With a general population of over 137,000, it's the second largest city in South Carolina. With its wide variety of shopping, dining, entertainment districts to explore, it's also home to the University of South Carolina. That is the university where Shelton Sanders chose to expand his education in administration information management. Shelton was born on August the 30th of 1963 to William and Peggy Sanders. Shelton was blessed with three siblings. He was always known to friends and family as an incredibly intelligent, ambitious, driven, and determined person. Shelton dabbled into a lot of activities, such as Boy Scouts and other outdoor activities. He also graduated from Hillcrest High School in 1994, then later enrolled at the University of South Carolina. While attending the University of South Carolina, he managed to juggle his education and working part-time as a computer programmer for UFC's neuropsychiatry department in the School of Medicine. He had big dreams and was determined to make his dreams happen, such as owning his own consultant business as a computer programmer. He also had dreams of starting his own family and raising cattle, as he loved animals. Though Shelton kept a busy schedule with work and education, he always made time for family and friends. Shelton never complained about his workload and finding time because he knew this was the path in life he wanted to take. On June 19th of 2001, it was a busy day for Shelton. Shelton spent the early day with his family in Renberg, South Carolina, then traveled to Columbia to attend full day of classes, then work. Afterwards, he stayed later than usual, planning for a friend's upcoming bachelor party. He last spoke with his family in between 8 and 9 p.m. to let them know that he would be arriving home later than usual but would be leaving soon. Around 9:30 p.m., Shelton went to the Wellesley Inn and Suites, then to the Embassy Suites Hotel downtown Columbia to gather pricing information on which revenue would be best for the bachelor party with his friend Mark Richardson. After leaving the hotels, the two reportedly went to Mark's home on Olympia Avenue in Columbia to finalize some details for the party. Sometime around midnight, a neighbor of Mark's heard gunshots coming from Mark's home. When the neighbor went over to Mark's home to check on what happened, Mark reportedly mentioned that his car was backfiring. Hours had passed, and Shelton's mother was starting to get concerned as she didn't hear from her son, as this was unusual of Shelton. His mother decided to contact the police to search for Shelton. On June the 22nd of 2001, a missing persons report was filed and an investigation was launched. A search group was conducted while leaving no stones unturned. When Mark was questioned for information about Shelton that night, Mark mentioned he last seen Shelton getting into his car, alone, heading home. Sadly, there were no traces of Shelton nor his car for quite some time. Throughout this time of searching for Shelton, the Sumter County Police would keep a close eye out on Shelton's cell phone records as well as any activity on Shelton's bank accounts, but both went untouched. Sumter Police as well as Richland Police would work together to search for familiar areas that Shelton would go to during his commute from home to work. They searched everywhere. But on April the 26th of 2003, Nearly 2 years after Shelton's disappearance, Sumter County Sheriff's Office were called about a disturbance located at the Greenbrier Apartments in Columbia, near the Columbia Place Mall, just a few miles away from where Shelton was last seen. The authorities would discover an Oldsmobile Regency in the parking lot. The police would also reveal that the car would be parked there for at least 2 months. The condition of the car had flat tires. Oil and gas were empty. When the police searched for evidence, no evidence was recovered. The police did have a person of interest, which would later be upgraded to top suspect, Mark Richardson, who was the last person to have seen Shelton. During their investigation, cell phone records indicate that Mark made several phone calls needing a ride from a separate area of town, the area close to where Shelton's car was found nearly 2 years later. Though there were circumstantial evidence mounting up against Mark, the police felt they had plenty of evidence implicating Mark. On October of 2005, Mark Richardson was arrested for Shelton's murder. His trial began in 2008. His bond was set at $100,000. Richardson's trial began on April 14th of 2008 at the Sumter County Courthouse in Sumter, South Carolina. By April 21st of 2008, the jury went in for deliberations, but were unable to reach a verdict. The judge declared a mistrial, and Richardson was released shortly afterwards. In 2018, Shelton's sister Wilvaria launched the Finding Shelton Sanders Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages, which will be linked in the description box. Throughout the years, the reward for information increased from $10,000 to $50,000. The family will never give up and will continue to fight for answers as to what happened to Shelton and bringing him home. If anyone knows anything in regards to Shelton Sanders' case, it is encouraged to reach out to the Richland County Sheriff's Department Cold Case Unit at 803-576-3000 or Crime Stoppers of the Midlands at 888-274-6372. As always, thank you for spending some of your time here at the True Crime Spot. We'll see you in the next video.